Welcome to Toffee TV. I am joined by Roger Armstrong of the Everton Business Matters podcast, and we are joined by Doug Armstrong for his expert analysis. Let's get straight into it. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. 3 wins on the run for the first time since January 2017. Let's get straight into the nitty gritty. Marco Silva changed the side. Garner was obviously struggling. He said that on Friday in a press conference, but luckily he was available to play. But obviously he made 2 changes. Seamus Coleman came back in, which was a little bit of a surprise because he hadn't even mentioned Coleman whatsoever over the last week. And Andre Gomez came into the midfield, which was a big shock that he started the game. So what did you make of the changes, Roger?
Like you, I was surprised that Seamus came back. Hadn't really been, previewed that he would be. And just part Gomez, I was surprised that Davis was dropped, because he was.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which way you dress it up. He's been captain for the last 2 games, 2 wins, and he was dropped. It's a brave decision.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite understand what the shape would be. We'll talk about that later and how he changed it. And Gomez, you weren't sure what you were going to see because he hasn't played the ball, but played a match, kicked a ball in anger for a while. Is he fit enough? And I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought he was brilliant for what we saw in the first half, especially.
He was very good. Doug, just before we go on to the formation, what did you make of Tom Davis being dropped, rested, rotated, however you want to dress it up?
Well, technically speaking, he was dropped.
Yeah.
But I have faith in this manager, and he has to be given the right to pick and choose who he wants to see performing in particular matches. For a long-term view, he obviously has Davis in very high esteem, because he gave him the captain's armband, and he didn't let the side down. So he was dropped, but for my mind he was more rested for somebody else to be seen to do what they could do.
Okay.
And you could argue Palace, big physical team, nasty team.
Indeed.
As well.
Tom Davis doesn't have the same
without
physical
any
presence.
shin pads, and he could have got clobbered, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Listen,
it's like sometimes, and sometimes for us fans, everything's just encapsulated around the game, isn't it? We just see the game. He's training with them every day. Obviously the manager, he's very, very hands-on. He's in the middle of every training session, in the middle of the pitch, and we know now that he moves people around and all that, but that's what he does. He's obsessive with it, and it's fantastic. As a fan, it's fantastic to have that. For all we know, this week Gomez has been flying and Davis hasn't quite been at it. So sometimes you get to match day and you go, that'll be the team, and it's a little bit different. And it's like,
well, he's had Gomez with him the whole time during the international break, hasn't he? And Tom's been away, and so you guess he's probably put in a lot of extra work with Gomez, and I think he was justified. Totally justified.
Listen, absolutely excellent. I thought we started the game really well. The first 10 minutes, I thought we got at them. We were on top. We had a couple of little breaks of pace where the wrong selection. Bernard back-heeled one to Richarlison nearly instead of just shooting himself, and we looked like we were going to get in. Every time the donkey got it at the back for them, Saka, he was panicking.
Oh, we'll come on to Saka.
I don't understand why we didn't literally just target him for the whole half. Let him have the ball and swarm him, because he didn't. I don't think he knew what day it was, did he? But
I'm not sure he ever knows what day it was.
No. What do you make of the formation?
Was it 4-2-3-1?
I thought,
because I was talking to a guy at half time, and he was, between us we couldn't figure out, was it 4-2-3-1? Was Richarlison up top on his own? I know Bernard was on the left, and Gylfi was kind of playing 10, and Walcott was on the right. Was it Ganner and Gomez in front of the back four?
I think it was 4-1-2-3.
Good God,
that's what I
didn't even know that even existed.
That's what I thought it was. I thought Gomez was very. I think the thing with
4-1, so one is
Garner's there, and then you've got Gomez and Gylfi either side. I think what we've been,
and 3 up
and 3. Well, it should have been 3 at times. It was 4-1-4-1.
Yeah, I think it was more 4-1-4-1.
But that was because of, think about how they play the low block with Hodgson, so they're away. So when they're out of possession, they just basically put everybody behind the ball. They get the two banks of four, and they were playing 4-4-1-1. Really, so Zaha was floating in between being a centre forward and dropping into wide areas and stuff. So we're gonna have to work out a way. My biggest problem at the moment with us, not really a problem, is the conundrum is, we haven't been able to transfer our away form, the way we play away, to Goodison. So we're better when teams open up a little bit, because then when we counter, I'd never thought I'd say this about Everton, certainly 6 months ago, we are fantastic on the counter-attack.
Yeah, well, there's pace in the team, isn't
there? I've never ever thought I'd say that about us, because for years we've been banging on about pace, haven't we, and lack of it. But I thought yesterday, or I thought what we've been conditioned to is 2 defensive midfielders, and we've been conditioned to that now for
sometimes more than 2.
But we've had McCarthy and Barry, and then Bezic has gone in there, and then Koeman, he'd always like Schneidlin and Garner were there, and they've been the 2 for a while. Allardyce loved that, and then he mixed it up a little bit with Wayne alongside one of them, but then went back to it. So what we've needed for a number of years is an 8, if you want to call them that, who can do both, who will get up and support, can shoot, and will get back and defend, which is one of the reasons why I thought Gylfi, we missed the sick not playing Gylfi there for a while.
Yeah, sure.
But Gomez, that's what he is. So he's not gonna sit alongside Garner. He's gonna go, and he's gonna come back, and he's gonna go, and because that's what he does, and he moves around the pitch. It's a mobile centre midfield. They used to be called centre midfielders. We had Bracewell and Reid, who are the best 2 I've seen, and they could do every job. And then people come in and couldn't do all them jobs, so they became the water carrier or a defensive midfielder because they just sat in front. This fella's laughing because he's seen midfield players that can do everything on their own. If you watched me and Ped watched we call it the Vault, a retro thing last week. We watched the FA Cup final against Watford, bits of it.
Oh yeah, 84.
Yeah. So 84, Everton's midfield was Peter Reid and Adrian Heath.
Right.
We had Kevin Richardson wide left.
Yeah.
We had Trevor Stephen wide right, and we had Sharp.
Where's Sheedy?
Sheedy was injured, wasn't he?
Oh right, okay.
Right. So our centre midfield players were Reid and Heath. Heath, if you watch the game, Heath was a number 10, if you like, or
because it's Sharp and Gray.
Sharp and Gray. So we almost had 3 up front. Peter Reid done everything himself, done every job himself. And then Heath coming out. Nowadays, people in their mind, you've got to have 2 holding midfielders. No, you haven't. No. You've just got to have good midfielders.
Well, look at Man City, Fernandinho. They've only got him, and he scores goals, and he gets assists, and he's great value in fantasy football for that. But they only need one of them, and they've got 5 attackers on the pitch there because they're playing 4-1-4-1. If we could get to that level, well, yeah, that'd be something.
We've done well, haven't we?
Yeah.
But that's right, isn't it, Doug? You'll have seen fellas who can literally do it. Yeah. Do it all.
Technically speaking, all this modern jargon drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
In my day, the number was the position.
Yeah, okay.
The goalie never had a number. He had a green polo neck jersey with a cap on. And so on. The 2 was the right back, the 3 was the left back. God almighty over there, Brian LeBone was the centre half, number 5, and he controlled everything. He didn't need another one with him. He used to go up and head the ball, and he would just glance it to one of his wing halves who were with him.
Yeah.
And then things changed, and we started getting to this business of second centre halves, and then we had 1 sub.
Yeah.
That came about. And now we've got a whole batch of subs. We've virtually got 2 teams.
Yeah.
So, me as an individual, 80 plus years of age, I'm still harking to the past.
Yeah.
And I drive him up the wall with this, I know. But I'll give you an example. In my day, the 2 wing halves, the left half and the right half, and the 2 inside forwards, the inside left and the inside right, were 2 teams on their own, if you understand what I was talking about before. The left half and the inside left paired together, and the same on the other side, who had wingers outside of them, and a centre forward who could head the ball in the middle.
Yeah.
And that, all this business of sweepers and wing backs and all the rest of it, I've got to scratch my head and wonder at what match I'm at sometimes. If you please understand what I'm trying to say.
No,
It's,
I do, yeah.
the whole game has changed beyond. I do have difficulty understanding what the hell they're trying to do sometimes. But yesterday, I would give full marks to the manager, the coach, whatever we call him. He did see the problem, and he made the substitutions, and boy, did they work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that little lad, Lookman, he saw what he was going to do. He didn't even, he just towed it in, right onto the fella's head, as if he was planting it. And that was brilliant for me. That was one of the best moves of the match.
Yeah, yeah.
Was Lookman's little chip centre. It wasn't a hoofty boot or anything. It wasn't a try and get onto that. It was put that away.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the best move of the match.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And I must give the man of the match, for some strange reason. I'm going to give if we're talking about a man of the match, the manager must get full credit for this. I'd give him 10 out of 10. Because the game was drifting to a 0-0 draw. He had the courage to make the decisions and put forwards on. We haven't seen that. We've seen he put extra defenders on to hold on to this. And the club isn't about that. The club is about winning.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm hopeful that this Mr. Silver will satisfy my demands in a year or two's time.
Yeah.
And make me a happier person.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very disillusioned, dissatisfied, dysfunctional Evertonian at the moment. I'm just getting a bit better, but in the past, I mean, I've been telling him many, many times, you know, I don't feel like going today. It's a load of rubbish and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But you've got to put that to one side and give credit. This man is going to, I feel, sort out an awful lot of the deadwood there, and believe me, there's more deadwood there than there is in Sherwood Forest. An awful lot's got to be moved out. And then he can recruit who he wants, when he wants.
Yeah.
And I'm optimistic of better times to come. Can I put it to you that way?
Superb. Superb. I thought one of the problems we had in the first half, like you said, we started well, and then it was just too slow in the final third.
Yeah, it was.
But they were so physical.
They were, though they did break it up. I mean,
we were playing nice stuff.
Yeah.
But they saw that we're not going to match this, we're going to knock them over a time. And you know, let's be fair, the South American players are not used to such physical battlings, are they? Let's be honest about things. And they picked on a lot of them, didn't they? I mean, Rich Allison got knocked all over the place.
he did, yeah.
Well, I think as good as Gomez was, it's the first time anyone had played with him. And one of the things he did, as well as pinging passes to people, really confidently, he'd carry the ball forward 5 or 10 yards.
Yeah.
And what that meant was that actually Walcott and Bernard weren't as far forward as they should have been, because this guy was carrying the ball forward, something Morgan Schneidlin hasn't done in his whole career.
No.
And also I thought on the right we had a problem because Seamus and Theo were too close together.
Yeah.
Because we were that further up the pitch, we were trying to play football further up the pitch than normal.
Yeah. In each other's way half the time.
You know, Rich Allison as a number 9, he's still got a lot to learn. And it's a shame that Bernard isn't more of a right-sided player, and you could get both of them on the pitch. Cause
well, he can play there, and that's the thing with Bernard. He can play anywhere across the 3. He can play where he is at the moment. He can play Gylfi's role.
Yeah.
And he can play wide on the right. And I think, listen, I'm a big fan of Walcott, although his finishing sometimes drives me up the wall, and then other times he scores.
You compare his chance to Tosin's chance.
Oh, of course. I mean, what he used to do for Arsenal was dink the keeper. Yeah. So I don't know why he didn't. Hennessy lay down, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But
sure.
I thought we passed it round really well, and I thought the one thing I was really enthused by yesterday was the crowd.
Yeah.
Because. And a couple of wins have probably done it, but there was less anxiousness, and they allowed the players to keep the ball they still got behind them.
Yeah.
And in that first half, even though it was frustrating at times, we did play some nice football.
I thought we played some really nice football, Baz. I really did.
I applauded moves.
Yeah, but I mean, Doug, we played this nice football, but you'll have seen it many times watching the game. If you slow the game down against a team that wants to defend. Easy to play against, because you don't have to move.
They've got 10 defenders.
Exactly.
As soon as you gain possession, unless the second goal proved it, over the top and you're away.
And you're in.
Because prior to that, you'd have 10 defenders to get past, and there's no chance. No chance.
The only way to do it is to move the ball quickly and pull people around. And we'd done it on a couple of occasions. We had the Schneidlin, you tell me Schneidlin. The Sigurdsson one when he plays Coleman in and gets it back. He was unlucky with that one. And other things that just didn't quite come off.
It was close, but not quite clicking in the final. The final killer pass wasn't there. Quick going around. I thought actually as well to the two centre backs, they didn't dilly-dally on the ball either.
No,
they passed it. There were a number of times where we passed it from right back to left back quickly. And they were confident. They looked confident on the ball.
They did,
and they didn't, having passed it, then run 10 yards backwards.
So
we were playing. There was quite a lot of the time where we had everyone bar Pickford in their half.
Absolutely.
And that don't just mean from a corner, you know. So it was good, but something wasn't quite clicking. It was one of those afternoons.
We had a heart in the mouth moment when Crystal Palace hit the crossbar. You know, it was the size of them. You know, the size of them. I mean, I think generally we're getting better off the zonal. Generally, it's not perfect, but last year we played man to man and we were just as bad off corners. And
the problem with zonal is tracking the runners, isn't it? You know,
we got to win the first of all. You got to win the first,
of course,
which we did very well yesterday. That one was a deep corner.
That's right.
It was to the back post.
You
So sometimes
made a point there. The manager has to get a grip of who takes corners. Sigurdsson are too
offensive corners.
He doesn't clear. He has to get more height on it so that it's for a Duncan Ferguson type fella to get up and have a go at it.
Well, and every corner we took was an outswinger as well yesterday.
We've got to get more on the training ground. More people. I've harped on about this. We're very poor at dead ball situations. We don't have anybody who can really hammer a dead ball. Like a Sheedy used to be able to do it. And even on the run, we don't have people who can kick it without stopping it. You know, you see goals scored on the fella's run across the ball, and without stopping it, he's just. But we have to stop it and move it. And as soon as you stop it, the defender's on you. You've got to do it before he comes and before the goalkeeper comes.
Before they get set.
But I'm optimistic the manager will sort a lot of this out.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say. You know, they had that chance to hit the bar. I don't know whether he saved it or he didn't.
Fingertips, maybe.
You know, and we were all a bit like, you know. But in the Premier League, no matter who you are, you're going to concede chances. You know, Man City are fantastic, but you get chances against them. You know, and if you take them, it's a different game. So we got in at half time, and again, the half time whistle went. Now, a few weeks ago, there was boos at 0-0. Saturday, there wasn't. People clapped, and we hadn't even played really well. So that was good.
See what they're trying to do.
That's good, isn't it? Because what it is people are going, let's just let the manager deal with it. And this is one thing I've been really impressed with him. I thought we came out second half, and within a minute, everything was quicker. They started to play further back and further back. Again,
they were penned in.
They were penned in, and there was waves of pressure in that second half where you were just like, "This is coming, this is coming." And I don't think we do that enough. I've really pinned teams back, but we did. And again, it's like you just said, Roger, before. Andre Gomez was key in that because he was carrying the ball so far forward that everybody. I think the manager said what you just said there in the first half. Everyone get up, move up, because we're playing in their half. Gomez is carrying the ball 20 yards
because they want to sit back. I mean, so let them sit back.
Let them and get on
further back.
And you know, and again, things were just wasn't quite happening. We had corners with headers just wide, and they were getting great blocks in. And a fella who'd done my head in all day, not apart from the referee who was horrendous, was Zaha. You know, obviously technically a good footballer, but he's something like 5'11" or something. You couldn't shove him over if you tried. And the kid just throws himself around. And I've watched it again. I'm not.
It's a pen.
I don't.
He
You know
kicks
why
his
I don't
ankle.
think it is? You know when he touches his foot, if he goes down, then I'd have gone. No,
yeah.
I've got no argument to penalty.
Yeah.
But he waits and
No,
then throws his foot
there's a delay. Yeah, but he does kick his ankle.
He clipped it. He clipped it, and
and
that might have been one of the only ones where he did get touched, because every other time he just threw himself on the floor.
Yeah, but there was a stat. Did you say it in your post
9
match?
fouls.
About 9 fouls, 3 tugs of the shirt, and he didn't. No yellow card, and Ghana does it once, 1 booking.
The referee was embarrassing.
I mean, Zaha's problem is that he's not had the guts. I mean, he went to United, didn't he, under Moyes very briefly. But he's not had the guts to go and see what he can do at a big club.
No.
And so he's very happy to be the big fish in the little pond in South London. Yeah, and that's all right. And he's paying for his boyhood club, and big up to him. That's great, but. Play with a little bit more, have a little bit more about you than just the one trick, I'm going to dive and look for a foul every time. Because he's a gifted footballer. He's a gifted footballer, no doubt about that. But, yeah, lucky. He drew the foul, Seamus a little bit slow. He did do Seamus for skill. Penalty, that's it. That's another afternoon at Goodison, isn't it? Ruined, doesn't it?
You were like, your heart, because he's this...
Milivojevic doesn't miss penalties.
Exactly, he's very, very good with penalties. But big pickers... Getting his rave on, come up big with the. I mean, what made that save even better was it's a reaction save.
Yes.
He throws his foot at it because he's gone.
Yeah.
And that to me is sometimes is better than actually tipping it. Why? Because you're throwing yourself into a corner, but to react.
Yeah. I think it was an intelligent save, Baz. I mean, you'd heard him talk about it on Match of the Day last night, and of course, it wasn't great that he said he hadn't done his homework. But it was intelligence in that he's clearly looking at the run-up and he's decided he's going to go one way, but he doesn't overcommit. And one of the problems Pickford has sometimes, he commits himself too early. And so he's only kind of half gone to his left, which has allowed him to kick his kick his foot up and save it, and it's brilliant, and it's changed the whole game, changed the whole momentum.
Yeah, changed the atmosphere. Well, no, I wouldn't say change the atmosphere, because the fans are fine. But it G'd everyone up. I mean, Keane reacted brilliantly as he goes up
and getting it away for another corner.
Because as he went up, I was thinking, don't just head it in. That split second when it's in the air, because the keeper saved it. But after that, the crowd, the place.
Had he made a sub by then? What were the timings? I can't remember.
No, it was after that, wasn't it? It was just after that.
He made the first sub.
Yeah, he took off.
Considerably after that.
He took Bernard off, didn't he? Yeah. Took Bernard off.
But that's penalty save, as you rightly say. That's typical of a physical side that's come to kick all the grass. They get a goal, and boy, would they defend after that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have stood a chance against them after that.
They
could kick you uphill and down Dale.
Yeah, you're right.
And so that save, it almost makes him man of the match for the save. He saved the club.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the changes came on, and we managed to win it, which was even better.
I mean, we get the penalty save's fantastic. We then have a great opportunity with Theo. Gets slid in, and he's one-on-one, and his pace is great, and he's through, and you're thinking,
finish.
Just think it.
Yeah.
And I could see what he's trying to do. He's trying to side footer in, but
he's trying to beat him at the near post.
And at that moment, you're like, all right, come on, let's keep this going. But that's where the manager was very, very brave, wasn't he? Because Bernard had showed lovely touches, but he wasn't as effective as he was last week. And he'll have this little while we get it, while he gets up to speed, and that's what your subs there for. Your subs are there for options. But what I thought Tosin, because he brought Jen Tosin on, pushed Richarlison wide left. What I thought Tosin did was back into them and say, come on then, let's have a little bit of physicality then. Because
the first thing he did was knock a fella over.
He did, knock them over. I'm here now, so let's play.
You want to be competitive? Well, we be competitive. Right.
Because Richarlison is, I think you mentioned it before, he's learning that. That centre forward.
He's only a young lad.
And he commits fouls when he's trying to do the clever bit. He commits fouls and he kind of loses his temper, and he's a yellow card in waiting. And
it's one of them, and he mixed it up really well. He done this at Leicester last week, actually. He brought Tosin on last week, and it gave us that extra little bit. So I thought
that wasn't a change of formation, right? That was just Richarlison out to the left and Tosin through the middle.
Exactly the same. Let's go. Let's push these back. We've got a fella now who wants to take it into his chest, bring other people in, because Richarlison's a runner really. He wants to be on the shoulder and away or into his feet, and what he was doing, Richarlison, was he was drifting into where Bernard was, or drifting back like Rooney used to do last year. because he wants to be involved in the game. Excuse me,
Indeed.
Anthony Taylor's wrecked my
Absolutely.
throat. But and then another couple of changes which were brave, because Andre Gomez, he'd had that nice little curling effort.
Yeah.
But then a minute later he went on a run and fell over because his legs went from underneath him, because you could just see he hadn't played for quite a while. He was knackered, and he'd been really good. He'd give us a little glimpse of what a class midfield that, you know, it's like to have someone who can both feet, right and left, confidence, will have a little go, good stature, good pace about him. So that's really exciting to see.
How old is he?
24.
Right, okay.
Or just turned 25. 25 in July, sorry. So he's just turned 25.
And he's on loan, right?
He's on loan, but he's...
With an option to buy, or...?
I don't think there's an option to buy yet.
Right.
But we did want to buy him. And they wanted 45 million for him in June. Okay. And Brand said, no, we need to, you know, Brand... July, sorry, not June. But Brand is... He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the thing with Gomez is, I don't think he wants to go back to Barca. He had a bit of a bad time, so I think there's a very good opportunity that he'll end up at Goodison, should he reach the levels, obviously, because we've got to assess him as well as him assessing us. You know,
played 70 minutes, but exactly. they were exciting.
Oh, they were, and it was, again, Doug said before, it's a glimpse of the future. If you look at that, and you look and go, look at the level of player.
Came away very optimistic.
Look at Zuma. We got Zuma, who's been, I think, has been fantastic.
Yeah.
But Luca Dean, the left back, just
he wasn't on it yesterday.
No, he wasn't, but still classy. Still very classy.
No, undoubtedly.
You know, Gomez looked for that 70 minutes. Looks really good. Bernard, classy. Richard, you know, these are lads. There's 5 new signings.
Yeah.
Who've all impressed,
making a difference. And Mina hasn't kicked the ball.
And Mina hasn't kicked the ball.
And you've got to bed in. You know, you can't just open the bag and they all do it. They've all got to find their own level.
Yeah, and you'll have, at first, we'll have them they, like, so Luca Dean wasn't as good as he has been yesterday, but it was still for me.
First time Dean and Bernard have started together, or did Bernard start against Fulham?
Leicester.
Leicester, yeah, okay.
So it's all, and again, they were sat back, so it's one of those things, isn't it? But like I say, brought on, so we took Gomez off, and you're thinking it's because Tom Davis was stripped.
Oh, was he? I couldn't see from where we are.
He was stripped, and he was giving him instructions, and then the next minute he sat him back down, and it was his strikers who were coming on.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing for me.
And that's when the formation changes.
That was a big thing, and it was like, this is what we're going to do. Gilfield drop back in.
Yeah.
And we'll go more of a... But it was 4-4-2.
It was 4-4-2 by then.
4-4-2, because the managers looked and gone,
with a diamond, with Ganna and Sigurdsson.
Let's go. Gilfie can play the 8, which we know. Yeah. And it was, let's get at them, and I think Doug said it before, rather than put defenders on and go, let's protect this, let's not get beat then, and keep the momentum going. He's gone, nah, this is a game we've got to win. We've got Man United away next week, but he said after Leicester, and in the build-up to this game, Leicester's no good if we don't win this game.
Yep. Which is
so we want, you know, if you win an away game, you have to. If you want to do anything, you have to follow it up at home.
Yeah, and the home fixtures are nice up until, you could argue, Tottenham on the 23rd. You know, the next up we've got Cardiff, or Brighton rather, and then Cardiff, Watford, and Newcastle. Yeah. Newcastle and Watford in that order, with the Red Shower and Chelsea and United away.
And City.
And City away as well.
There's like 4 on the next 4.
Yeah, I think City away is after Watford.
Is it?
Is after Watford, and then it's Tottenham at home. So we've got three or four tough away games.
Yeah.
And with yesterday, we had 5 very, very winnable home games. 15 points from them, you know, makes a big difference. Takes the heat off.
Well, listen, Tottenham, as good as they are, and I really like them, and I like Pochettino.
They're beatable.
But away from what I was going to say was, away from home, their away form against the top 6 is horrendous. They get beat every year by everyone else and still finish runners up. Yeah. So I'm not advocating Everton will lose those 4 away games, but what I'm saying is, if you're winning against the teams you should be winning against, if that sets you so high up that league table, the other 4 games, Liverpool, United, Chelsea and City, for argument's sake, we could lose all of them. Yeah. Okay, because they're further along the process than what we are.
Yeah.
But as long as we win every home game, they won't damage us so much. Because but what we then have to do is start beating Watford away and Palace away.
Well, then the new year it flips because we've got 5 tougher home games.
Yeah, we have.
After January, after Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Because we play City and Chelsea and Liverpool and Arsenal at home and
Yeah.
and we've got easier away games.
And then that'll be up to us then. But like I said before, our away form's better. But just let's quickly go back to the last 10. No, it was me. The last 10 minutes. So we did change the formation.
Yeah, and he brings Lookman and Calvert-Lewin on at the same time. Yeah,
I mean, Lookman coming on is a big thing. You know, he's been unsettled, and we're just starting to see him. I thought against Southampton in the cup, he was good. I thought he was in patches. He wasn't great, but in patches. He didn't come on at Leicester, but then he came on yesterday, and he was straight at it, tackling, getting back.
He was all over.
But he's not done before.
The cross for the goal is from the left wing.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
And we have Sacco to thank for that, because I watched it again obviously watched it on the telly last night, and Sacco doesn't jump.
No.
If Sacco jumps, Sacco literally watches the ball go over his head like this to Calvert-Lewin to score. If Sacco had jumped perhaps 6 inches, he would have either cleared it or it would have gone, behind for a corner. It's a brilliantly flighted cross, as my dad said. It was beautifully done, and Calvert-Lewin finishes it well.
We had 3 men there.
Yeah, in the 6-yard box.
In the 6-yard. So even if Hennessy had pushed it out, I think we'd have scored anyway. But it was a good header, Doug, wasn't it?
I think so. Very, very good. Yeah, excellent. I was, as I've said before, the substitutions were outstanding for me.
Yeah.
And that little chip from Lookman, well, obviously the manager rates him, because he flatly refused to let him go to that German team.
Yeah.
He said he's the young man here, but he's the future. Now, that means to me, when Theo Walcott we've had enough of him.
Yeah.
That place is his.
Yeah.
That's what it tells me.
It's saying, yeah.
And I can see that happening, to be honest with you, because the lad has ability.
He does.
There's no doubt about it. He has ability. Obviously, he's a young lad and he's a bit timid sometimes. But give him the ball and a little bit of space, and he'll manufacture things with it.
There's also a flick out from Richarlison with his left foot back to goal. Richarlison flicks it out to Lookman, turns to come in and attack the cross. It's, everyone's thinking, goal, we've got to win this game.
I've made up for Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. He's a waste of time on the left or the right, but through the middle, he's a young lad and he's going to get better.
Yeah.
And it was a great header, and
it was.
The place erupted, didn't it? Which was great, and then I was even more delighted for the second
old times.
goal.
I've had a few of those over the years. Absolutely.
I don't know whether I've celebrated a goal like the second goal for a while.
No.
I think Zaha wound me up, and the referee wound me up that much that when Michael Keane plays that lovely through ball.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. He looked up, didn't he?
Of
course he did.
Listen, like Glenn Hoddle.
Just a little 7-iron down there. It was brilliant.
But what a touch by Toffee.
Oh, fantastic.
To get it out
of his feet, to run onto.
To get it out.
But all their team was up the pitch, and it was over the top, and there was nobody to clobber him, and he got away.
And he finished it brilliantly.
Very good. Very good.
I'm delighted for him.
I think it was important that he was able to finish that, because if you get 10 minutes or 15 minutes and you're going to get 1 or 2 chances, you take one of them, it's got to be great for the confidence.
Of course.
And it gives the manager tough decisions, tough selection decisions.
The last 2 home games he's come on and scored.
Exactly.
So it's, and you know what, you can tell how much the team's together, and you can tell how popular he is, because everybody bar Pickford ran and dived on him. Every one of them, they were hugging him and
the first one there, whenever we score, if it's not him who scores, is Richarlison.
Yeah. And so did all.
Technically speaking, the manager has to stop that slowness getting back to the air, or they see the referee getting very annoyed with them.
But what annoyed
time to come back
me though, Doug, was Wayne Hennessy there.
He was
first minute
he was playing for the 0-0 draw from the word go.
And the referee never once went like that. Never once. We scored, and he's like that, and I'm just whatever. But really, he should have added about 8 minutes on, because they had 2. There was 2 times he stopped the game for them.
Yes.
There was
Then we could have got more.
There was 5 or 6 subs or whatever. We could have. Yeah, we would have. And that was the thing. I think if Walcott would have scored earlier on, when he went one on one, I think we'd have won that 3 or 4-0. I really do, because they would have gone.
I think
they would have collapsed. Once they were like a house of cards. Once when they went 1-0 down, they all dropped to the knees, and you were like,
they did though. With the first one went
winning
in.
the physical battle, weren't they?
Yeah,
that was their content. That was their game.
yeah,
0-0 was the
And
objective.
if we get a goal, well, so much the better. And they got a penalty, and the one at the bar, it could have turned out to be an utter disaster for Everton that game. By the physicality of that crowd.
of them, yeah.
And you quite often see this, that they will get a stuffy goal, and then they're going to really defend.
Yeah.
The concrete makers come out then, and you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But I went home a happy person, quite frankly.
And that's a rarity.
Oh, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's as what you've got to do as a football team as you're growing.
Yeah.
Is you've got to, and the manager says solutions, and that's what you have to do. You have to, any little challenge that comes your way, you've got to be able to get over that little bump. You're not gonna. Do you think Arsenal the other week was still going? Oh, but Everton could have been 4-0 up by the time we scored.
And they could have been.
We could have been, but they just went. We won the game 2-0.
Very straightforward.
And we move on.
That's all you need. It's
on.
about coping with adversity.
Yeah.
You know, building a team and building team spirit, and that great. Everyone was involved. Everyone who came on as a substitute made a difference. So you've got 14 players who've contributed to that victory yesterday.
I seen a journalist as well. I can't remember who it was saying you felt as though even if Mihailovic, whatever you want to call
Milivojevic,
that's it. Even if he'd have scored that penalty, he said, I got the feeling Everton would win the game anyway. And there was what? There was the shit. No, well, we won't, but we're Evertonians, aren't we? So we're like, oh my God. But a neutral watching the game.
Really put the physical.
Oh, they would have, but we finished with 60%. I know possession doesn't mean a lot, but we finished with 60% possession. We finished with 20 shots.
No, it's
to their 7. We had 10 corners.
They won on points, didn't he? Technically speaking, even in a little draw. If it was a boxing match, he'd have won every round.
So that's a good thing as well. That we've gone, and we've
all praise to the manager.
You're right. He earned his money yesterday, and rightly so.
Absolutely.
Listen, we're all sat here much happier. 3 wins on the run, 8th in the league. We go to United above
when
them.
he says a happy time going home, I'm so over these recent years frustrated with the inability of whoever's the manager, because we've had some terrible ones, not seeing the obvious.
Yeah.
And I played a bit of football when I was a kid, schoolboys. And all this, that, and the other. But it is so obvious, some of the daft things that was going on, and I get really blown up about all this. And we get referees. I don't know what the hell we do to referees, but I've never had a good referee at Everton for yonks, to be honest with you. We always have one that's going to give fouls against Everton. Like you said, Gaia got one foul, booked. The other fella's kicked everybody all over the place for 10 or a dozen fouls and doesn't even get a finger wag. Now, there's something wrong with that mentality. And at the back of my mind, of course, is Clive Thomas.
Yeah,
You understand where I'm coming from?
I do,
But since then, we've never, in my opinion, said, oh, the referee gave us a favour there. I've never witnessed that.
No,
it's always been the other way.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is
weird.
And some of the linesmen, some of the flags they put up, and it's so obviously wrong.
They're on more money than they've ever been. They're professional and they're worse than they've ever been.
Indeed,
yeah. And the VAR is I want VAR to come in.
People go, oh no, it won't. You're like,
fantastic.
No, it will. It'll have to help because they can't.
There'll be penalties all over the place.
They can't.
It's great.
Well, it will be, and players will have to stop dragging people.
Exactly.
There was a Richarlison one in a
box. Oh, that's a penalty. Tonkins on him all day long.
So you just go.
That Manchester City goal.
Yeah, but listen, we can go back.
It was a foot over the line,
we can go back and name so many wrongs.
So we go to Old Trafford.
Ahead of them.
And who do we start? What's the team?
I'd go with the same team.
Same team.
I would, and I'll tell you why. Because we are much better on the counter-attack, as we proved yesterday. When the odd time they committed men, we looked a threat. United will have a lot of the ball because that's what they do. And we can.
But you don't think Calvert-Lewin or Towson's deserve to start up top and maybe drop Bernard to the bench and put Richarlison on the left?
No.
No.
Well, I don't think. I think a goal's
United
great.
have been in Europe, haven't they?
United have got a game in Europe as well this week.
Home or away?
Champions League. I don't know.
Oh, they're at home.
It's a
They're at
game.
home on
Doesn't matter,
Tuesday.
it's a game.
City
We haven't got
away,
a game, have we? So
no.
it's a
Juventus they play at home.
so it's a tough game. So you've got
But
to look at that.
Sunday again, right?
Sunday at 4.
For
Another one on the back.
So all right, they've got a break, but so we've got a week to work. But counter attack Richarlison against their 2 centre backs. Yes, please.
yeah.
Yes, please.
No
And if it
goal all day
doesn't,
long, yeah.
we just do what we did yesterday. After an hour, Bernard comes off, Richarlison switches to the left-hand side, and Jen comes through the middle, or Dom, whoever it may be. But what you want is, when you look at that bench, you want to go, you know what, I'm happy. Yesterday, I'd have been happy with any sub coming on. If your bench goes there, if your bench level is like Cenk Tosun and Tom Davies and Yerry, Cenk Tosun and Tom Davies were playing a couple of weeks ago, so they're your bench level.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Sneijderlin who can't get in the 18 now.
Yeah.
That's
That's an improvement. But it's interesting. You said about the 4 home games now, which we've got. We won 1. We've got 4 winnable home games and 3 tough away games. Would you trade a home victory for getting a draw at Old Trafford or Anfield or Stamford Bridge?
no,
Because one of the things we talked
points
about,
down.
of course, points make prizes. That's not meant to be a stupid question, but
No, I
one
know
of the
what you
things that I'd love to see Silva show that he can do is that we can go and compete at Old Trafford and not just lose 3-0 again. Whether we concede 3 in the last 5 minutes or whether we're 2-0 down after 20. The same at the Bridge, where we've got an appalling record, and at Anfield don't even go there. But I'd love us to be able to score an away goal at those places. And a win, crikey O'Reilly, let's not get carried away, but I'd like to see us go and get a proper earned scoring draw at one of those. And I would, if that meant that we drop points at home to maybe Brighton, who are underrated, or Watford, then it wouldn't be, the danger is we go, oh, that's fine, 4 home wins and 3 batterings away from home.
Of course, but again,
12 points, but
again,
of course
it's
it is,
process, isn't it? Because it's an interesting question, but what I would do is I'd draw with Brighton at home to win one of those away games.
Oh, to win one of them, of course you would.
Well, it's the same points total. If we
Yeah, but would you accept 3 wins and a draw at home? And a draw at one of those 3.
2 draws.
So that's 11.
2 draws at those.
Okay, so then we get back to the same number of points.
No,
you won 12.
We're 1 down. No, well, what I'm looking at is, you're right. But I saw us go to Arsenal the other week, and Arsenal,
I was there. It was terrible.
Arsenal doing very well.
We
but
gave up.
How many chances did we have?
We had loads in the first half, but we had no confidence.
So it's not the manager, is it? The manager set the team up to play that way, and the team done which I think why he said, look, the results are relevant almost, because there was a 20-minute spell once they scored where we were out of it, but then we came on strong. We could have scored 2 at the end of the game, right? But in that first half, we could have been 3-0.
Oh, we could easily by
so
half time.
if one of them, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin squares that one early goals, we're 1 up after a minute.
Yeah.
So if we go to Old Trafford on Sunday and get that opportunity, we have to take it. That's not the manager. The manager's process will have put us in that position. Those players then have to have.
And you've got to keep 11 men on the pitch in these away fixtures. And the danger is that a Richarlison or someone who can become a little hot-headed, or a centre back.
But you've got a solution now on the bench. So if you're seeing someone who's losing it a little bit, you just go, come on, son, come out of it. And we'll put that on. Whereas in the past, you might have gone, I can't take Doug off even though he's on a yellow, because I've got no one who's anywhere near as good as him. Where now you can look and go, you know what, he's treading a thin line here, and take him off because he's just as good. Look, Walcott's not in this, Lookman's coming on because he can do so. That kind of thing. I think you've got solutions, and that is all you can ask for as a fan, is to look at that bench and go, I'm happy with whichever sub he makes, rather than don't bring him on. Why is he warming up? It's yesterday 3 forwards came on. 3 forwards in a 0-0, which they could have broken and won the game, and he didn't. Like Doug said, he earned his money. He went, you know what, we're winning this, and he's won us the game. So you can't ask for more than
all's well that ends well.
That is it. Oh, it's Mondays are great when we've won. Big thanks to Roger and
thanks, mate.
The big man Doug. Come on, lad, get it in.
Yeah.
We're all happy, we're all buzzing. Long may it continue. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Enjoy your Monday. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Only takes a second. Make sure you check out Everton Business Matters podcast with Roger, John Blaine and the Esk. Find that on the Blue Room. part of the Blue Room.
Yeah.
Check that out. It's really good, really informative, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. See you later.